Hello, hi, a very happy good evening. So this is Krishnaveni and we've been talking about the story of life on earth, and that's biology. So welcome to my lecture. So this is lecture 2 of evolution. Yes, Natasha, hello, hi Leela, a very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my lecture today. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So are you all ready? Yes? So can we move forward with lecture 2 of evolution? Yes? Yes, Naveen, hello. So how are you? Thank you guys for joining my session. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So shall we move forward? Yes? Okay, so we were talking about the theories of evolution. Then we went on to talk about the evidences of evolution. So now we will continue from there. Okay, so how the evidences helped us move or believe that yes, so this was the first life that came into picture. Alright, oh my god, hi Sudeshna, wow. Yes, very warm welcome to you. So how are you? Are you doing good? So how is your preparation going on? It's been a very long time, Sudeshna. So I hope you are doing good and your preparation is going on fine. Yes, so thank you so much for joining my lecture, Sudeshna. So hi Dinesh Kumar Tamil Selvan. Yes, a very happy good evening. So thank you all of you for joining my session today. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So shall we move forward with evolution? Yes, so all those who are waiting to give your attempt in 2021, so have you filled up the form? Yes. Do you have any doubts in the NEET form? So please feel free to ask me so that I can guide you, and please don't make any mistakes. Hi Keshav, yes, a very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my lecture, Keshav. Yes, I'm very good. Thank you, Sudeshna. I'm really good. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, alright. So let's go to lecture 2 of evolution. So I'll give you a quick recap of what we spoke in the previous lecture, right? Okay. Here we move forward. So evolution. So this is lecture 2 of evolution. Hi Shimpi. Yes, a very happy good evening. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Yes, thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so the topics that we were discussing was origin of life. So how it all began. So how was the universe formed? How was the galaxies formed? How did the temperature, how did the gases condense? So that is where our story began. So then we went on to talk about the evolution of life forms, the theory. So what are the different theories? So we started from panspermia and we ended in chemical evolution, right? So then we went on to talk about the evidences for evolution. So how do we believe that yes, these were the early man? So this is where we evolved from. So how do we believe? So we need evidences, okay? So in slide, so you want to know why human again evolved into monkey. So okay, yes. So this is the reverse order. So we came from here to here, but now looking at the present scenario and the present behavior of human being, it is like we are going back to the monkey category, right? So we are not behaving like humans, so animals behave better than us, right? Yes, it happens. Okay, then what is adaptive radiation? So today we will talk about adaptive radiation. Then we'll talk about biological evolution if time permits, and what is the mechanism of evolution. So we shall elaborate on that as well. So we will see if time permits, we will talk about Hardy-Weinberg principle. And last but not the least, yes, we are going to see how we came, right? Okay, you are Safia. Okay, so hello and welcome to my lecture. Right, so shall we move forward? So giving you a quick recap of what we spoke in the previous lecture. So how did the story begin? How did the story begin? Yes, Anthony Abhi, hello, hi, a very happy good evening. Yes, Dharini, very happy good evening. So thank you guys for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so shall we move forward? Shall we move forward? Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you all? So how was your weekend? Good. So how is your preparation going on? Is it good? So I hope you're all not wasting time and you're preparing very sincerely. Yes, it began with the origin of universe. Yes, I completely agree. So Keshav says, yes, we are preparing sincerely. Yes, please. So just for few more days, you have to hold on to your studious preparation. After that, yes, good things will happen. But please don't waste time. So it is my humble request. So please prepare well. Okay. So shall we go into the topic? So here we go. So it started with the universe. So first, how the universe is formed. So the universe was formed by the Big Bang theory. So, with the Big Bang theory, it came into, or it led to the formation of galaxies. Okay, so these galaxies, because the temperature reduced and gases condensed, the galaxies were formed. So now that your galaxies were formed, so we had your solar system. So in solar system, so we had a planet known as Earth. So from the molten mass of the Earth came your water vapor. So then you have your methane. Then you have ammonia. So all these were released, right? And then you had the sun's radiations. The sun's rays which broke up water into its components, that is H2 plus O2. So this escaped into outer space because this was light enough, right? Now the UV rays from the sun, so this led to the formation of ozone. So now that your water vapor cooled down, so now that your water vapor fell down as rain, so it filled the water bodies. So this is how the earth became an inhabitant place to the living organisms. Okay? Yes, so today you have applied for NEET. Yes, all my blessings to you. So all the very blessed. I hope to see you as doctors very soon. I want all of you to be to see you guys as doctors. So after many years you should come and say me, ma'am, I'm a doctor. But it's not that you should come and give me any injection or medicine, okay, because I'm really scared of both. So just tell me you're doctors and that is enough, alright? But please keep up your hard work, that is what is important, and don't break down if something goes wrong in the exam, okay? So don't panic, so that is very, very important. So stay strong and stay brave, so everything will happen, yes? And all the very best to all of you right here, okay? Fine. So now that your universe was formed, so how did life come into picture? So what are the different theories of life? So first it started with panspermia. So panspermia was the first theory. So it was given by early Greek thinkers. So they said you have units of life called as spores which came from the outside earth, which came from the outer space, right? So this is the theory of panspermia. Yes, Kalpita, a very, very happy good evening. Yes, thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe, right? The next one in line is your theory of spontaneous generation. So this theory said that life came from dead and decaying matter. But this was ruled out, or this was overruled or rejected, because the next theory said, so life comes only from pre-existing cells. So life comes from pre-existing life. So this was given to us by Louis Pasteur. So he did an experiment with your pre-sterilized flask, right? So number 4, the next one, but how did the first life come? So this was not yet answered. So in the next line, so it answered that chemical evolution came into picture. So chemical evolution theory was proposed by Oparin and Haldane. So they said initially you had non-living inorganic matter which came into picture, inorganic compounds which came into picture. So then we had non-living organic matter which came into picture. So this includes your amino acids, your sugars, etc. Right? So this gave rise to the biological evolution. So who proved this chemical evolution in lab? So this was proved in lab by Miller's experiment. Miller and Skoog, right? So these are the different theories which you should remember. Alright? Yes? Yes, this is for 2021. Okay, is this clear everyone? Yes? Okay, so I am moving forward to the next one. So next we spoke about the evidences for evolution. So what are the different evidences for evolution? The first evidence that we will take into consideration is your fossil fuel evidence. Right? So this is known as paleontological evidence. Right? So for the fossil to be formed, okay, so you have many layers of sediments. So you have many layers of sediments on your rocks, and this takes many years to form. So each sediment represents each era. Right? So maximum evidence comes from your fossil fuel. Yes, ma'am, a very happy good evening. Yes, thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Yes, this is for NEET 2021. This is for NEET 23 as well, 22 as well, because the chapter is the same. Okay? Right. So the next evidence was your embryological evidence, which was ruled out. It is your embryological evidence. Okay, so this was given by Ernst Haeckel, but it was disapproved by Ernst Mayr. So he said that during the embryological period, so we all develop a gill slit, but this was overruled. So this is not considered anymore, right? So the third one is your comparative anatomy. Comparative anatomy and morphology. Okay, so this comparative anatomy and morphology is what we extended our study as divergent evolution, and the next one is convergent evolution. Alright, so divergent, so from a single point you diverge or you spread out into various forms. So convergent is from various points you converge at the same location. So this is divergent, this is convergent evolution. Alright, so in your divergent evolution you have homologous structures but the functions are different. Clear? Yes. So now talking about convergent evolution. So here the structures are different but functions are the same. Right? So this is your divergent, this is your convergent. So what is more important that you have to remember is, you have to remember the examples of divergent and you have to remember the examples of convergent. Alright? Yes. So what will be the examples of your divergent evolution? Yes, the examples are equally important. So the first example will be your forelimbs of your whale, of man, of dog, of leopard, etc. Right? And then you have thorns and tendrils of bougainvillea and cucurbita respectively. Right? So these two are the examples of divergent evolution. The next one is your examples of convergent evolution. So what is this example? So here you have the wings of butterfly and the wings of birds. Okay. Then you have the flippers or the flaps of your dolphin and your penguin. Right? And then the last one is the eye of octopus and of humans. The function is different. The function is the same, but the structures are different. Right? So this is your convergent evolution. Is this clear to everyone? Yes? Okay, so understand, so divergent, it is diverging into various places, okay. So from one particular spot, it is diverging, right. So it is diverging means the structure is the same, but the function is different. So draw this diagram, so you will be able to know, okay. And here it is converging, so it converges at the common point of structure, right, okay. So this is clear to everyone, no doubts. So never you should make mistake in divergent and convergent evolution, right? So here I move forward. So today we are going to talk about what is natural selection. Okay, so divergent evolution is this. So this is what I spoke about. So convergent evolution. So now we are going to talk about natural selection. So what is natural selection? So the father of evolution is Charles Darwin. So he is considered as the father of evolution. Right? So he said the fitness of a population directly refers to the reproductive fitness. Right? So if a population is able to reproduce properly, then that is the fittest population, right? So please search, you will get, because all the lectures are in order. If you cannot find, so please ping me in Telegram. I will share the link with you. Okay, Dinesh? Yes. So it talks about the reproductive fitness, how well they can survive and how well they can reproduce. So this is what nature selection does. So natural selection supports a population which is reproductively fit. Okay. So one example that we are going to talk is of a moth. It is like a butterfly. So we have two moths. So we have white-winged moth and we have brown-winged moth. So we had two moths, okay. So this was in England, okay. So before the rise or before the establishment of industries, that is before industries came into picture, so it was very pure, there was less pollution, right? So the barks of the tree were light in color. So they live on the tree barks. Okay, so before the establishment of industries, so the barks were light in color, right? So when you had the white-winged moth and when you had the brown-winged moth, since the barks were light in color, so your brown-winged moth was easily visible. So on this white background, your red is easily visible compared to the white itself. So now I go to white and I keep a dot, it is not visible, right? So in this case, the brown-winged moth was more visible to its predator. So the predator are the birds here. So thus the population of brown-winged moth came down. So population of brown-winged moth reduced and white-winged moth flourished very nicely. Okay. Now the second point is, after your industries were set up, after industries came into picture, after pollution became a problem, so the barks became dark due to the deposition of soot, that is the smoke from the industry. So now it became dark. Now the white-winged moth became more visible compared to your brown-winged moth. So thus the population of white-winged moth reduced and brown-winged moth survived. So this is natural selection. So natural selection supports the population which is reproductively fit enough. Is this clear? So did you understand the support for natural selection? Yes? So the white-winged moth and the brown-winged moth, is this story clear to everyone? Yes, any doubts? Yes, any doubts? Is this clear to everyone? Yes, can I move forward? Understood? Yes, Kalpita says clear. Okay. So this is the figure. So this is the brown-winged moth, the white-winged moth. So this is when the bark is light in color. So this is before industrialization. So here the bark is pretty dark. So this is after industrialization, right? Okay, fine. So the support for natural selection is important. The next topic is adaptive radiation. So this concept of adaptive radiation was given by our dearest Darwin. So this is Charles Darwin. This is Mr. Charles Darwin, the father of evolution. So he went on a trip to Archipelago Islands. Okay. So this is a group of islands which is known as Archipelago Island. So there he saw a particular bird which is known as finches. Okay. So in this particular island, okay, so Charles Darwin went on a trip to Archipelago Islands. So he observed a bird type which is known as finches. So in this birds, he found many varieties. So he found many varieties of the particular bird on the same island. And then it was spread to different geographical areas. Like this is a bird. So some had a small beak, some had a large beak. So many varieties were seen in a single bird on the same island. So then it was spread to many geographical areas. So he called that as adaptive radiation. Alright? Yes Anthony, what is your doubt? So did everyone understand what is adaptive radiation and how it started? So these birds became very famous that later they began to be called as Darwin's finches. They were later began to be called as Darwin's finches. Okay? So can you talk in Hindi please? No, I'm really sorry because this is an English medium channel. I cannot switch between any other language. So if you want, I can slow down my pace of English. Okay? Yes, what is your doubt, Antonia B? Is this clear? Did you guys understand what is adaptive radiation? So you had Charles Darwin. So he went on a trip to Archipelago Islands and he observed a single type of bird known as finches, and he found many varieties in the same island, and then it moved to different geographical areas. He called this as adaptive radiation. Okay, so these were your finches. So now definition of adaptive radiation: the process of evolution of different species in a given geographical area, starting from a point and literally radiating to other areas of geography. So this is adaptive radiation. So the origin of the finches goes back to your Archipelago Islands. Okay, so in the Archipelago Islands is where the finches originated. So in the same place you have many varieties of the finches, and then it radiates to different geographical location, right? So that is your adaptive radiation. Okay, so example is your Darwin's finches, and the other one is your Australian marsupials. So this is your finches. So can you see this has a different type of beak? So the beak is different. So look at its beak and look at its beak, right? So this is your finch only. So this is the same bird but with different variants. Just like you have everything as coronavirus, but you have different variants and different strains, right? So much similar to them. So this is your marsupial radiation. So they all belong to the same ancestor or the same species, but different modifications, different varieties in the same region, and then they spread geographically. All right? Okay, so moving further, so adaptive radiation, so more than one adaptive radiation. So now if I say I have finches, I have Australian marsupials, I have two adaptive radiations happening in this particular area. So when I have more than one adaptive radiation, it is known as your convergent evolution. It is converging at a particular point. It is known as convergent evolution. So example is placental mammals in Australia exhibit adaptive radiation in evolving into different varieties. So among that, your placental wolf and Tasmanian wolf, so they are different. So understand, your Australian marsupials, they exhibit adaptive radiation. You have different varieties. In that itself, I have a difference, okay? So this is my placental marsupials, yes. So in this I have my placental wolf and my Tasmanian wolf. So among these two also I have a difference based on your placenta, okay. So I have two adaptive radiations that is happening. So this is known as convergent evolution. Is this clear? Yes. So when I have more than one adaptive radiation, so it is known as convergent evolution. So example, so we know Australian marsupials is an adaptive radiation. So within this, if I find the other one, that is the placental wolf. So this is more than one. So this is my adaptive radiation. All right? Yes? Okay. Fine. Fine. Yes. So now we move further. So we are done with adaptive radiation. Okay. So now we go into biological evolution. So what is biological evolution? Yes, Antonia B, what is your doubt? So please repeat your doubt. Yes? Yes, now only I can see your message. So you said you have a doubt. Now after that, only now I can see your message. So please repeat your doubt. Okay, so Bahubali and Shubham. Yes, I cannot shift into any other language. Yes, it is an English medium channel. I can only teach in this. If you're interested, listen. Otherwise, please walk out. I'm completely fine. So please don't disturb others who are studying, right? If you cannot understand, if you have no other work, please walk out. This is not the platform to fool around, okay? Yes, Antonia B, what is your doubt? Yes? Okay, so now we talk about biological evolution. So evolution by natural selection, it started with cellular life forms which have different metabolism. Okay, yes. So now we're talking about biological evolution, evolution at the level of cell. Right? So evolution by natural selection. So I told you how natural selection plays a very important role. So that began when cellular life with different metabolic capacity originated. So the essence of Darwin's theory is that evolution occurs by natural selection. Right? So the rate of appearance of new life forms linked to the life cycle or the lifespan. So what does it say? Okay, so here we move forward. So let me explain what it says. So we are talking about biological evolution. So biological evolution, so natural selection. So natural selection supports evolution, right? So that is the reproductive fitness of a population. This supports evolution. So when did this start? When did this actually begin? Okay, yes. So this began when cellular life forms, so when you had your cells with different metabolic capacity. So different metabolic capabilities, okay. So now what do I mean? Now if you talk about a bacterial cell has different metabolism, right? But when you talk about an animal cell, it has different metabolism, right? So each cell has different metabolism. So based on these metabolisms, also natural selection plays a role, okay? So this natural selection is what favors your evolution, right? Okay, fine. So the essence of Darwinian theory says that natural selection is important for evolution. So number 2, okay, so number 2, so evolution also depends on the lifespan of an organism. Evolution also depends on the lifespan of an organism. For example, if I have a group of bacteria A, so this goes on a medium of sugar, right? So it multiplies and gives me many progenies, right? Suddenly, if I don't give sugar, but if I give a modified sugar, so then maybe population A cannot survive, only population B can survive. So I am getting a new population here, right? And this population within 20 minutes will give me many progenies. In bacteria, quickly a new population is possible because the lifespan is very short. So long I have been having only population A. But suddenly the moment I change the media, I have a new population. So the new variety is instantly possible. But the same thing cannot happen in fishes. Suppose in a lake, I have the food for fishes, okay. So I have a variety A of fishes. So it feeds on a particular zooplankton. Okay, it feeds on a particular zooplankton, right? But suddenly this goes into extinction. So thus the fishes also go into extinction. So it takes nearly 30 years because the lifespan can fishes ranges up to 30 years. So nearly after 30 years, I get another population B. So I do not get it instantly, okay? Okay. So thus the lifespan of a population is also important for evolution to occur. So if you look at the coronavirus, right? So once again, let me clarify. So COVID-19 is the infection and coronavirus is the causative agent, okay? So this coronavirus, so it gets mutated very quickly, right? Because the lifespan itself is less and also the genetic material is your RNA, right? So it gets mutated so quickly, so you have many varieties here. So here I am saying, so evolution also depends upon the lifespan. So if I have a bacterial variety A, okay, and I give a medium sugar for it to grow. So sugar is the food I am giving for the bacteria to grow. So very quickly it will give me many copies or many progenies of the bacteria, right? Suppose if I change this medium and give a modified sugar, so I will not have population A, but very soon I will have population B and it will give me many progeny. The same thing is not possible with fishes because the lifespan of fishes is very high, okay? Yes? So thus lifespan plays a very important role. So Anthony, did you understand? Yes, Shrivam sir, hello, very happy good evening. So thank you for joining us. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so what is your problem, both of you? You're not willing to get out. So shall I ask the operator to block you both? Yes? Well, it seems pretty clear that you both are very jobless and that's why you're disturbing everyone around here. Okay, yes Shimpi, I am repeating. So we know natural selection is important for evolution. So this is your Darwinian theory, right? So Darwinian theory says natural selection is important for evolution. So this also depends upon the lifespan of an organism. So bacterial lifespan is very short, so evolution happens very quickly. So the lifespan of fishes is pretty high, so evolution happens very slowly. So that is what is my summary at the end of this. So now did you understand Anthony and Shimpi? Yes? Yes? Well, if you're going to continue this, I have no issues. I know how to ignore you. So carry on your nonsense, okay? Yes, fine? Done. So let's move forward. So this is what is written in the slide of biological evolution. Okay, Shimpi? So example is microbes, right? So here we move. Evolution rate. Yes, evolution rate or the rate of evolution happens depending upon the lifespan of the organism. Okay, so in microbes the lifespan is pretty less, so evolution happens quickly. So in fishes and humans it takes many years. So the evolution from monkey to human took millions of years, right? So it did not happen instantly. So the lifespan also matters. Okay? Fine. So biological evolution, so the nature selects for fitness. So this fitness is your reproductive fitness, right? The next one is fitness is based on the character that is inherited, right? So if I have a particular population and it is able to survive pretty well, that is if I talk about the reproductive fitness, right? So which means this reproductive characters are inherited, right? Suppose if I have a person, say for example, if I have a particular population, so this population lives in extreme conditions. Okay? So, when this population is reproducing, so it ensures that its offsprings also inherit the character which enables its survivability, right? So, fitness is based on characters that are inherited, alright? Fine. So, the genetic basis is getting selected to evolve. So, what is ensuring the sustainability of the population? That is getting passed on from one generation to the other, right? So, that is very important for natural selection. So, adaptive ability is inherited. So, sometimes people will be able to survive a lot of struggles because that is the willpower. So, sometimes that willpower is also inherited. Maybe your parents have that willpower, so that is why you are also able to have that willpower and struggle pretty hard, right? So, that is the reason. So, adaptive ability is inherited, okay? Okay, so can you explain convergent evolution and adaptive radiation? Okay, so when you have more than one adaptive radiation, it is convergent evolution, okay? Right. So the fitness is the end result because at the end we want to ensure the population is fit enough, right? Fine. So here if you look at this figure, so I guess this is my last slide. So if you look at this figure, so you have crows and you have beetles. So you have red beetles and you have green beetles. So orange and red. So if you can see, the crows like only the green beetles, right? So the green beetles are quickly being eaten. Thus the population of green beetle reduces. Now that you have only orange beetles, now the population of orange beetles is increasing. So this is natural selection, right? So this is your biological evolution. Because if the population is not fit enough, then it's not going to continue, right? So natural selection supports evolution. For that you need reproductive fitness. So fitness is the end result, right Shimpi? So that is the reason, right? Okay, so this is your biological evolution. So we are yet to discuss the mechanism of biological evolution, Hardy-Weinberg principle and the evolution of man. So which I will continue in the next lecture. Alright? Yes. So this is my last slide. So today we spoke about adaptive radiation. What is convergent evolution from adaptive variation? Yes, you're right, Anthony Jesus. Then we went on to talk about what is your ecological mechanism, right? Then we spoke about your biological evolution and explained biological evolution. So next class we will discuss the remaining, and we will also discuss some important questions. So just like Satyendra gave us this idea about solving the mock test series, so we will solve mock tests very soon. So it will be useful for all those who are appearing for NEET 2021, right? Is that clear? Yes? Okay, so this is biological evolution, right? Understood, everyone? Understood? So tomorrow at 5 p.m. we are continuing with your excretion, and so the process of excretion. So I explained about the mechanism of kidney, the structure of kidney, right? So tomorrow we will talk about the mechanism of concentration of your urine, so that we will talk about, and the function of your tubules, right? So this is about today's evolution, okay? Yes. So thank you so much. So if you genuinely liked my way of teaching, so we'll talk about this later. So branching, descent and all. So if you genuinely liked my way of teaching, so please do like, share and subscribe. So thank you so much for joining my session. So wait for more such sessions. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. we are talking about excretion. So please join me for the same. So until then, stay tuned and take care. Bye-bye.